They're coming to get you, Barbara.
It's that time of year. Get the knives out, the chainsaws, hockey masks, little gloves with knives on the fingies. Horrors of Hibiki has returned October 2022. And most people, most podcasts teach, oh, it's October, let's come with Friday the 13th, Leatherface, Chucky, whatever. Not us. Nope, we decided to go with Mikey. Welcome back, man.
Mikey.
It's been so long, and too long, quite frankly, since we got together and done this. Welcome back to the channel. Where can everyone catch you, my man? And all that stuff.
Catch me at lawmance_ on the Twitter.
That's it. Short and sweet. I mean,
yep. What else I gotta say?
If I wanted to be a dick, I could make this episode short and sweet and sum up this movie in one word as shit. But I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to cheat. Bullshit to your shit, because this movie is absolutely amazing. For all the wrong reasons. Let's clear that up.
I love this movie so much. You have no idea.
You're going to have to be very patient with him in the beginning.
Get him placed with adoptive parents as quickly as you can.
They took him away from his real parents. He was abused or something. I don't know.
Who are you?
I'm Mikey Trenton.
Trentons don't have a kid.
Now they do. You don't love me anymore.
That's not a toy.
I know that.
Mikey, no!
I'm calling to inquire about a former student of yours. His name is Mikey Trenton, and he's in the 4th grade.
Pilgrim was bad, so the turkey's fixing him.
Officially, this case is closed.
Mikey, put that down. It's not a toy.
That's what you say.
Hasn't he ever been checked out? Psychologically?
Life is full of accidents.
What are you talking about?
The radio. It's not safe.
Why not?
Don't you know anything about his history?
He's a wonderful kid. He's perfect.
Yeah, he's too perfect.
Stop it!
I've been doing some research into Mikey Trenton's background.
If I had a girlfriend, I'd do anything for her.
I think that there's something very wrong with Mikey. There's something very strange about him. I think that Mikey's in love with me. He's only 9 years old.
Why don't you like me anymore?
No. Mikey, no!
Dead people aren't the ones to be scared of. Living people are.
I need all the information you can give me on Mikey Trenton. What do you want, Mikey? It's psychotic behavior.
Mikey just needs a good, stable home.
Remember, Jason and Freddy were kids once, too. Mikey.
The movie is Mikey, guys. It's on Peacock right now if you have the streaming service Peacock, which I know a lot of you guys do that subscribe to this channel because you're wrestling fans. So there you go. It's on there. I don't know why. It's so random. Their horror section this year is so fucking random. I don't know. Have you peeked in on what they're offering from like the 80s, 90s and stuff?
I really haven't. I mean, I kind of looked a little bit, but no, I haven't. I've been mainly doing like a AMC Plus with the Shudder stuff, looking at horror movies. But this is a goddamn gem on Peacock right now.
Yeah. This is 20% on Rotten Tomatoes. Mikey got there, TJ. Is that 20% too much, or did they overshoot that, or was that being generous? That
20% is me going into multiple accounts and upvoting it.
Yeah. Directed by Dennis Dempster. I've never heard of Dennis Dempster. What a name. He has a professional wrestler, like a jobber name if he was a wrestler. Dennis Dempster. Written by Jonathan Glasner. So a lot of people... go ahead.
Fun fact is, it stars Brian Bonsale, who we all know from...
Family Ties.
Shit, I just got the fucking name of the movie all of a sudden.
Blank Check.
Blank Check. That was it.
Yep. Disney,
I was going to say Paycheck.
Disney's Blank Check and the little brother on Family Ties. From that to this.
Yes.
Killing every adult in the fucking movie single-handedly in a smart way. He totally gets away with this shit. He's not just some... He's not some meathead Leatherface just killing without thought. My God, this kid has his shit together. I want to know.
He's playing that shit out.
I want to know what he scored on the Mensa test or his IQ. Like, this kid was on the money.
He scored probably about as high as Jeffrey Dahmer.
Ooh. No, so I hit the age of about like 10 or 11. My parents were kind of cool, and not like most parents at the time. A lot of uptight parents. They started letting me picking a horror movie when we went to the video store every Friday, right? This isn't one I ever picked, but I can imagine little Travis picking this movie, right? And I loved the movie Blank Check as a kid. And then going to see Blank Check, that would have fucked me up.
Oh, what?
I was just expecting.
I'm sure it did for a lot of kids. I'm sure it did for a lot of kids like our age who saw this movie then went go see Blank Check.
I would expect, like, every time in Blank Check, like, one of the adults comes and be like, no, you can't do that with the check, kid. He's going to kill him, you know?
He's gonna shoot a bow and arrow at him or use a slingshot and shoot a marble in their fucking eye.
Kid buys a roller coaster and fucking murders him because they tried to take it away. That's the Blank Check I want to see.
He sets explosives on the roller coaster, gets all his bullies there. Not even bullies, just random people. Just blows the whole thing up.
You want to blow them up Wild West style, tie them to the tracks with the dynamite, fucking Looney Tunes style. That'd be awesome.
But then he's gonna put a skeleton that he found at school, like a child skeleton that probably has no way in any shape or form looks like him. It's like, oh, that's Mikey's dead right there. Or a Blank Check kid is dead right there. And he gets away, he goes and gets another blank check and gets another $1 million and does it again.
We're entering this weird era with public domain and what's public domain now. So, like, the Winnie the Pooh horror movie's coming out soon because Winnie the Pooh's public domain now. So I assume in like 70 years when Blank Check's public domain, we'll finally get our wish. Blank Check 2, slasher style.
Blank Check 2, Mikey's Return.
Blank Check 2, overdrafted.
Overdrafted. I like that. We need to write the Mikey and Blank Check sequel.
Hopefully those of you are still stuck around after my awful joke. This movie doesn't waste any fucking time. It cuts right to the chase. So the mythos, the backstory, the canon to this is Mikey is a foster child who's been passed around from home to home to home to home. He's what, 8, 9? I think he's 9 in the movie.
10. 10?
There you go. 8, 9, or 10. So it's kind of hinted that his parents were terrible people, but we never really, they insinuated possible drug use, but we never actually heard what they did. But I think that's better just to kind of like leave your mind open, like, God, they must have been horrible. Because if you get like, if they say like they're child molesters and that's very direct or something, but when you leave it open like this, it lets your mind just carry on and, man, just these parents, these horrible things they did to this child or whatever. Or the kid's just a complete fucking psychopath and he had the best parents ever and they were just like, time for bed, and he killed him. And he lied and said they were bad parents. We don't know.
Right. I mean, you don't want to see that background with it because it might give him more sympathy. Mm-hmm. And you don't need sympathy for Mikey in this. You just need to see what he fucking does.
We didn't have time for sympathy in 1992. No,
No, they didn't.
Opening scene, though, literally, and embrace yourselves, guys, a little girl is murdered within the first 3 minutes of this movie. His foster sister, he steals her doll. And he chases her around the pool with it. And, of course, the sister's like, let me have her. Give her back. And he's like, fine, go and get her. And he throws her in the pool. Something like that. And then
You got to go back a little bit more than that.
Well, the stepmom.
He was sitting in the basement burning newspapers.
Yeah.
And the little sister got all upset and went and got the mom. And the mom was like, Mikey, you need to stop doing that. And then he got all pissed off at the little sister for ratting him out.
Mm-hmm. Snitches don't get stitches. They just end up drowning.
They end up drowning in the pool. And the mom, taking a bath, gets electrocuted.
Our first...
Which is a weird...
Go ahead.
Which is a weird thing. You know, why are you going to take a bath right after that? Like a big time bubble bath. And then your foster kid or your adopted kid comes in and it's just like, oh, Mikey, you got to leave right now. I'm taking a bath. Oh, Mommy, I just wanted to come say hi to you. That's fucking weird enough as it is right there.
Yeah, you're not my blood. You're not my blood relative, so get the fuck out of here. I'm naked, pretty much.
Lawrence doesn't even come do that to us. And then he throws, I think, what was it, a hairdryer in there and electrocutes her?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. The first of 3 fucking electrocution deaths, and these 3 scenes in the movie are the ones where I was literally screaming at my TV. Because in each and every one of these deaths, from the guy in the jacuzzi to later on the other stepmom, right? They just watch it coming in slow motion. They just take it. No attempt. None. Just like you said, man. It's literally just, oh, don't do that, please. That's it.
Oh, Mikey, what are you doing?
What the fuck? I have no sympathy for you then. Get him, Mikey. Jesus Christ. You would think somebody... You would think at least one person, and I'm assuming, even though this movie was a low-budget piece of shit, I'm assuming there's at least a minimum 100 people on set. There's multiple editors for this, right? Somebody had to catch it in one of 3 electrocution scenes that none of these adults are putting up any effort. But no, why would we notice that when we don't even notice shirt changes in the same scene?
The shirt change. I had to point that out to you.
Oh, you did. I can't believe I missed that.
But real quick, let's go back to the beginning of it.
Yeah.
Okay, so he kills his stepmom, or not stepmom, his adopted mother, and then he gets his little sister on the diving board and bounces her into the pool, and she drowns. And then his adopted dad comes home and is like, "What have you done?" And then he beats the fuck out of him with a baseball bat and kills him. And the police come there. Oh, but we got to talk about the detective.
Well, one second. He doesn't just beat him with a bat, okay? The dad, every time Mikey does this and the dad comes home, he always wants to show off his handiwork. I have a surprise for you. And he holds it, takes him by the hand through the house. And in this, the dad is so shocked, he trips and falls through the patio sliding door first. And then he beats him. It's seriously like America's Funniest Home Videos style. Like, ridiculous.
Oh, God. I'm trying to remember the line he said. Because it's like, do you like baseball, champ? And he's like, beating him with the baseball bat. He's like, oh, strike out or some stupid shit like that.
Here's what I would have done.
You like baseball, champ?
I would have had Mikey throw the bat down while he's about to kill his dad and then pick up an ice skate and say, no, I'm more of a hockey guy. And then slit his throat with the ice skate. That's what you do there. Then off to the detectives. Hit me with the detectives.
The detective. God damn, this fucking guy, the detective. He comes in there. He's like cool guy detective. He's got like a cool black trench coat, which I guess was kind of cool back in 1992. He's like, oh, I think it's all done here. Somebody broke in and killed all these people, and Mikey got away. It's like, he's like stereotypical cool guy fucking detective 1992 that you would expect to see.
He would later go on to get turned down casting roles for New York Undercover and NYPD Blue with this lame shit. It was bad. It was the duster. The duster, immediately when you see a vigilante cop with a duster or whatever, you can't take it serious. You just can't.
Well, you think he's going to be like that cool vigilante cop, but he does fucking nothing.
He's kind of a klutz too, right?
They made him out to be like this badass detective, and then he's just like, just cool looking.
That's the thing
God
about.
Damn, that.
I feel like that was a thing missing from this movie. We didn't really have that badass persona. Like, we kind of did with the social worker / teacher who gets killed by a slingshot, Dennis the Menace style, by the way, and one marble kills her. Or was that a bullet? Was that a bullet or a marble?
I think it was a marble.
Yeah, that's
but
all. That's
let's
all
also say the teacher was Ashley Lawrence, who was in the original Hellraiser.
Yeah, the daughter, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Or Kmart Elaine from Seinfeld in this because of her hair, the way she had it. She looked just like Elaine. That early 90s.
Well, she's one of the original. She's one of the original Scream Queens.
Indeed, indeed. I have not actually watched the new Hellraiser yet, and I plan to. I just keep putting it off.
I have not watched it either.
It's right there. It's free. I don't know why. Maybe it's because I don't want to. No, I want to. I want to see how bad it's going to be. I like that they went a different route with the Cenobites, though. I do like that Pinhead's a chick now. I do like that. A little different take on it.
Well, I'm 40 now. I can't do like hardcore gore anymore. I'm sensitive.
You gotta squint a little bit or turn your head now at 40.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I make myself watch some horrible movies. Yeah, I'll probably wind up watching it.
I don't think I've ever said this on any of our other episodes. The two things that I can never watch in film, I can't watch the dentist movies at all. I hate those movies. Not that they're bad movies. Those are fucking brutal because they show zoomed in like drilling through the nerve in the teeth. Fuck that. And I love Ron Howard's brother, Clint Howard, but I can't do that. And fucking the Jackass movies where they do the paper cuts between the toes. I could never watch those. Ever.
Oh yeah.
Other than that, though,
like certain little things.
I think because I started watching like Toxic Avenger so young, I just think I got desensitized to it. It doesn't really. Plus, most of the classic gore, I already know it's coming anyway. Like now with new gore, like I do want to see Terrifier 2. I don't know if you've seen that yet.
I don't want to see that.
You don't?
To be honest.
I've heard it's giving people seizures and shit. Did I read that right? Like people were like being carried out of fucking movie theaters having seizures because of that movie?
Yeah, that's the reports I've heard. I will watch it once it comes on streaming. I will make myself watch it. We will, once it comes on streaming, we will do a fucking goddamn.
We're just doing both in one shot because I got to watch the first one first too.
Yeah.
I feel like if we can make it through Human Centipede, and you did all the acts of Human Centipede, we're shooing for Terrifier.
I did, and I watched Cannibal Holocaust.
Told you not to.
And I watched so many other movies. I think I can get through it. But anyway, back to Mikey. Back to Mikey, man.
Back to Mikey. So Mikey gets. And see, this was the part too that rubbed me the wrong way. I watch a lot of true crime. My wife and I religiously watch like Keith Morrison and Dateline. I know what like Forensic Files, that show. I know what goes into finding a murderer to this extent. And every one of these cops are just like, I don't know. No clue. Couldn't be the boy. So we go to like this clip of like a social worker, and it's this guy's fucking creepy too. This old guy who we never see him again in the movie, but it's Mikey playing with the dollhouse. And obviously Mikey's acting, so he thinks he's wholesome and good and stuff here, but God, just the lackluster police work in this. Like, if this was real life, they would have pinned this kid immediately. Like, DNA, fucking... And it was 92. DNA was a thing by then. Pretty prominent, you know?
Well, he didn't do any DNA. He didn't leave any DNA anywhere.
I mean, on the bat... I'm sure there was blood spatter on Mikey's little shoes. His little LA Knights had blood on them or whatever. I bet. There had to be splatter. We're overthinking this.
It. Oh, yeah.
But anyway.
Yeah, well, if you go with like the bat, he's got like his fingerprints on it. It's like, well, that was his bat, of course. He's got fingerprints on it.
But unlike, that's the thing about true crime shows, the dumbest fucking people. How many goddamn times, TJ, have you watched a Dateline or a true crime documentary? They keep the weapon. Or they keep mementos because they get off. What the fuck? You deserve to get caught.
Oh, yeah.
Mikey took that shit to a wood chipper, went about his day, and played some Game Boy Advance. He was a kid. He didn't have time for that shit. He knew what he needed. But that takes us now to our main foster family. Mikey gets adopted into a new one. You want to take it from here, TJ?
Yeah, he gets adopted by the Trentons. And it's, I don't know, I think it's kind of weird how they automatically loved him. And he's automatically, are you my new mommy and daddy? And they're like, yes, of course we are. We love you. It's like you've known this kid for 5 fucking hours. And then everything kind of goes okay when he gets there. You know, he takes an interest in the mom's fish, and he takes an interest in what the dad's doing, and the dad's trying to be a good dad. But it felt so. There was like no feeling out of Mikey feeling out who these people are, which of course he's not going to because he's a psychopath. But there's no feeling out of the parents trying to figure out who this kid is. And it seems like everything's all hunky-dory and everything's going to go great. And then, of course, it doesn't.
I thought the chemistry with the actor who played his dad was decent, but with every foster mother in this movie, there was absolutely zero chemistry. None. And even, like, the teenage girl that Mikey falls in love with, there's not a whole lot of chemistry there. Are these just shitty actors or shitty casting? Probably a little bit of both.
Well, fun fact, the woman who played the babysitter is Josie Bissett, who was a star in Melrose Place.
Did not know that. I had no clue.
Yeah.
Look at you on your Melrose Place knowledge. I'm impressed.
Yeah.
So yes, it's going well.
I love this movie.
It's going well with the new parents and everything's hunky-dory. When in reality, watching the movie, you're just waiting on him to ground him for the first time, then you know he's going to kill him. You're just waiting on that first punishment, right? Because you know it's coming. Not everything can be hunky-dory. But it takes us a little longer this time. Here's the part where I jumped out of my chair and laughed my ass off. Mikey makes a new friend at school. The fat kid from Jurassic Park. Who taunts Alan Grant at the dig site. And then Alan Grant, I still say Dr. Grant probably should have got a charge for this. Gets up in the kid's face with the raptor's claw like he slit his guts. It just makes the kid spit. The same kid.
Yes.
And so I fell down a rabbit hole with that actor. He looks exactly the same. Just like a baby man.
He does. He does. I found out that same rabbit hole. I looked him up and I was like, what else has he been in? It's like, it's been mainly Jurassic Park. That's where I know him from.
I can always be thankful. This movie I didn't come away empty-handed watching Mikey. I came away with one thing from it. I always thought that kid in Jurassic Park was a girl with short hair. So it's a boy. All these years I thought that was a girl. Crazy, right?
Yeah, he's a boy. He's a boy.
The kindest eyes on any child I've ever seen in my life. Can't imagine why Hollywood casted him. That boy will make fucking Hitler weep just looking in those eyes.
Right? Those are some, like, goddamn beautiful eyes.
They really are. My God. I'm surprised he didn't get, like, a Lens Crafters sponsorship or some shit. I mean, it's a layup.
Something like that.
So, yeah, he makes this new buddy at school, and then he meets his new teacher, who just happens to be best friends with his fucking stepmom, who comes over for tea and crumpets and finger banging, or whatever the fuck they do when they hang out. And, you know, she seems nice. She kisses Mikey's ass, but it's... Mikey's the epitome of a little sociopath. As long as you kiss his ass and tell him how great he is, he's your best bud. Any criticism, though, you're done. Don't do it. Don't you tell him that his hair looks stupid.
You saw that in some of the classroom scenes where, you know, he was all attentive and she would be like, well, no, Mikey, not that. And you kind of see on his face, like, he's sitting there smiling, but you can see, like, I'm going to fucking kill you.
And you would see little seeds playing it. These were some of the things I thought the director did well. Like, in the classroom scenes, they had a prize contest. And every time, like, the class did good or got a right answer, the teacher had this thing rigged up, like fucking mousetrap, where you put a marble in, and all these things go off, and out comes a prize, right? My thing was, why the fuck would 30... self-entitled, selfish little children, because we're always selfish at that age, why would they give a fuck if only one kid's getting the prize? I don't give a shit if it's your turn. Yay, good for you, asshole. Nice watch, fuckface.
Well, back in 1992, it was like, hey, cool, man. I'm glad you got that watch. But let's also go back to a point that we were talking about earlier. That is the scene where his shirt changed, and it's not like a subtle change. It's like it went from a red shirt to a blue shirt, or a blue shirt to a gray shirt, back to a blue shirt
with like this weird rustic
and
Spanish collar for no reason. It was ugly shirt.
I was
and his hair was also dry and then slicked. Yeah, it's like he got ready for a dance in 2 seconds.
I was rewatching the movie with Melissa when I noticed that, and I was like, "Oh shit!" I was like, "I got to text Travis and let him know about this shit."
It's amazing, guys, how we both watch this with our wives. We'll throw the wives under the bus. What did your wife come away thinking of this movie?
She was like, "Yeah, I watched that."
Same. I feel like my wife hated it, but she's such a sweet fucking woman. She didn't have the heart to tell me. So she sure did have fun making fun of the acting. I'll say that.
I kept telling my wife how great this movie is, even while we were watching. Like, this is a great movie. Look at what's going on. And she's like, "Yeah, I'm falling asleep." I was like, "No, you got to wake up. Keep watching this."
I literally, before we did this tonight, guys, I put on Sleepaway Camp 2 to watch with my wife because she hasn't seen shit. Let's just cut the shit. She hasn't seen any of this kind of stuff. She promised me she'd watch. She fell asleep in 10 minutes. So, back to the movie though. I think probably is the pace. We love to talk about pacing on this show. I didn't really have I didn't really have any problems with the pacings. I don't think anything really drug out. If anything, I felt things should have drug out a little longer. Like you said earlier, like we didn't really get to see the relationship bloom and blossom with the new parents, or even with the slutty teenager and her douchebag boyfriend. Like maybe we could have seen more of them, and but at the end of the day, you're just making fun of some dork in a hot tub because I didn't give a shit when he died. I didn't care when the babysitter died. Let's be totally. Did the babysitter die? No, yeah, my bad. I wouldn't have noticed this though if my wife didn't point this out to me. That
was his friend's older sister.
Mm-hmm. The Jurassic Park kid's older sister. That's how he had an end to watching her take her tits out in her bedroom with his he was a little peeping Tom too. We left that out. But there was so much inappropriate shit that I probably wouldn't have noticed as much if Beth hadn't been watching it with me on the babysitter's part. Like leading this little kid on. You're a good kisser.
Oh, she was.
Jesus Christ, where is CPS? Where are the police? This woman was a pedophile. Straight up. Don't tell me otherwise.
Oh my God, she was leading that little boy on.
Yeah.
Like hard.
And this shit's in the beginning of the movie with the first foster mom in the bathtub. That was kind of inappropriate. Oh, you want to watch my titties with suds? Like, what? What is happening? And we weren't done with bathtubs and moms, were we, TJ?
At 10, yeah. Definitely. Well, yeah.
So in my
good. No, if you think about it, yeah. I mean, like I said before, it was weird that she has her door wide open, and like, "Oh, Mikey, you're not supposed to be in here." And what we don't know is how long was Mikey with them?
Right.
Because apparently Mikey kills people within like a month.
Yeah, it was just
and so she's already comfortable leaving her bathroom door wide open for Mikey to come in there.
He was like,
"Come on, man.
This is fucking day 2. Well, got to break him in. Got to get him comfortable with the family. Here's my clit."
Hey, champ.
Hey,
you want to go watch your mother take a bath?
Hey, slugger.
Hey, slugger.
Woof. Let's talk about, I feel like, the movie The Sandlot, which I fucking adore the movie The Sandlot. I know you do too. If you don't, anyone that doesn't like The Sandlot, you need your head checked. But that movie that movie wouldn't exist if it wasn't for Mikey, because Mikey totally faked drowning to get CPR to make out with the babysitter, just like in The Sandlot.
Yeah.
I don't think
he definitely did do that.
I don't think the tongue was as prominent as in The Sandlot, but you got the gist.
Right.
So that was kind of his first move on the babysitter, and ever since that moment, the babysitter was kind of hinting at the parents, like, and even the teacher, like, Mikey, something's wrong with him. Something's not right. And nobody would hear it. Nobody would listen to her. Not at all. And all these bodies just keep mysteriously disappearing too. But,
Well, let's go for something a little controversial.
No.
And if anybody's listening to this, they're probably going to go jump on me. But she's leading him on, and then she rejects him.
Totally. I 100% agree. I look at it like the character was an ugly duckling in middle school, and then she blossomed and became attractive, and she's still very fucking insecure. So she's using this little pervert murderer as an ego boost to have the courage to make out with this hot guy she's with, because she could never get the hot guys before, right? But her insecurities in her fucked up head, she's treating the hot guy like shit too. Because I just feel like she's an attention whore.
I kind of gotta agree with that. Yeah.
And guys, if you're offended, they're fictional fucking characters. I don't know what you want. Let's get to the boyfriend's death. This is a tasty one, TJ. So as most horror movies in the 80s and early 90s, hell, even late 90s, there's going to be some sex, right? Somebody's going to be doing something. In probably a body of water most of the times, and that's no different here. Although the babysitter isn't feeling it as much. Mikey is not also a little serial killer. He's also this little fucking ninja kid. He's like Shinobi. He climbs on walls and roofs. He's like a cat. He's just fucking everywhere. He's like a spider monkey. He's like watching them. By the way, how close are their fucking houses? And has anyone ever thought in this pretty nice neighborhood to maybe put up a fucking privacy fence? No, why would we do that? So he gets free reign just sitting literally right outside his window on his roof. He can see the whole parameter.
Well, I mean, they were like these are all like immaculate houses, like 3-floor houses. I mean, you can't put a privacy fence that high. But it also begs the question, like this and a lot of other movies, why don't you close your fucking blinds or curtains?
I have neighbors 1 floor down that I could go down and ask them that question. I don't get it. Every time we come home, we're greeted with their German Shepherd at their window with their blinds completely open every fucking day. And sometimes I can see they're playing Fortnite on their TV. It's that bad, literally.
I mean, I keep my blinds closed all the damn time.
Oh, I'm a very
even though I have a privacy.
Yeah.
Even though I have a privacy fence, I still keep my blinds closed because I don't want anybody to be able to see into my fucking house.
Guys,
and all these people, every horror movie, keep the blinds open.
Mm-hmm. PSA, guys, blinds were made for a reason, not to sit on the sidelines. Exactly. If you want to get sunlight, just go outside. Shit. Unless it's raining, I guess.
Or close them when you're going to get naked or have sex.
Well, it depends what makes you get off. If you got to have them open and get off, then who the fuck am I to tell anybody how they get off? I mean...
I guess that makes sense.
Where did this show go? So the boyfriend and the girlfriend or the babysitter out there in their rich mama's house with the jacuzzi and all that shit, laughing it up. Got right beside the water, the giant ghetto blaster boombox, blasting the most awesome 80s glam metal, which obviously I appreciated. Mikey's not liking this, TJ.
No, he's not.
What did he do?
He's pissed off. What's he do? He just tosses the fucking boombox. Well, he talks to him first.
Yeah.
And he says some like little quote or something. I don't remember what it was. And then tosses the boombox in there.
It felt like an hour that he was talking to him. Again, my frustration, the guy just sitting there. Like...
Oh, yeah. Get out of the goddamn jacuzzi, man.
I don't give a fuck if it's like the sweetest looking, nicest little girl with a lollipop or anything. If I got a radio that close to me in the water and it's a little kid, what are little kids, TJ? They're fucking clumsy. I'm hopping out of the pool.
Oh, yeah.
I'm hopping out regardless. Then we can talk, guy. Then we can chat. But no, not in Hollywood. And I don't think he threw it in. Didn't he just like give it a little, like the little softest kick? And it just kind of went boop. I
don't remember.
I think. Let's hope it was that, at least.
But didn't he allure him in with like a rose Like, oh, she wanted me to give this to you.
You're right.
Or something like that.
Yeah, because I think it started hot and heavy up in the babysitter's bedroom. And then they were in, I think Mikey, like, made a noise or something, interrupted them, or something happened. Mikey sabotaged the sex, and then she wasn't in the mood anymore. And then, of course, douchey rapey guy was like, no, come on, let's do it. And then she told him to fuck off and leave or something. No, yeah, and then he was leaving. We forgot this part, too. Mikey killed their cat. Mikey was hiding.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, Mikey was hiding. Yep.
Oh, that's right. He killed the cat and then made it look like douchey guy had run over the cat.
So we see this cat throughout the movie a couple times. You don't grow close to it or anything like that, but you know this family has a cat, and oh, it's a cat. Well, Mikey's hiding in the bushes, seeing all this shit go down. He's watching him be a date rapist and being a dickhead. And Mikey's so pissed about this when the cat comes over in the bushes. Like, Mike, you can hear him just snap the cat's neck in 2 seconds. And the boyfriend has like this big douchebag van. So when the boyfriend's getting ready to leave after the girlfriend's upset, Mikey had already strategically placed Garfield under the tire so it looks like the boyfriend purposely killed him.
Right.
And that makes him look like more of an asshole.
Right. That's it. That's right. And she was so upset about it that she didn't want to see him anymore. But then he came back later and they kind of reconciled a little bit. And then that's where her parents were out of town.
Yeah.
And then she was like, well, let's go to the jacuzzi. And I think she was getting ready to go to the jacuzzi. And that's when Mikey came in and kicked the boombox in.
Yeah, so it wasn't... I think she actually put the rose petals to the pool. They were going to have makeup sex or whatever. Mikey was really smart about making phone calls and putting the phone up to like a sci-fi movie or something. So when you picked up the phone, you're just like, what the fuck is this? But you can't help but listen. So when they're getting it on in the hot tub, her phone rings because Mikey knows. So he does the sci-fi movie trick and she's in there distracted. That's when he kills him. Then she goes out and finds her boyfriend dead.
Right.
Yeah. The rest of this movie, let's talk about the guidance counselor and this fucking douchebag. Holy shit. Was he a guidance counselor, the principal? What the fuck was this guy? The gym teacher? Is he a renaissance man of teachers? He just did it all.
I don't know. That guy was odd. But fun fact, he was Ferris Bueller's dad in Ferris Bueller.
I knew he looked familiar. God damn it. Good job, man. I didn't even put that together. So yeah. I guess he... Because, you know, in a lot of these movies, you always got to have the fucking comedy relief. And I think he was supposed to be that in the scene talking about Godzilla movies, but it did not come close to the mark of being funny. It was just lame and awkward and made him, like you said, just seem weird.
I mean, he was talking to Hellraiser chick, and she was bringing up the concerns with him, and he was all like, oh, well, Godzilla did this. And she's kind of like, what the fuck are you talking about? And then they became like intertwined somehow of like trying to work together. I didn't get that.
It was that chemistry where she would just bring him all this fucking evidence that she literally was getting wired in from a police department about the past murders. He wouldn't have it. He wouldn't have any of it until there was a body. And boy, were there bodies. Then he would listen to her.
Then of course you got to talk about the science teacher, where he's in science class and he sees the skeleton.
Yep.
Oh, that skeleton looks small. Is it a real one? And the science teacher's like, yes, it was a little boy, and here's the skeleton of a little boy. It's like, that's weird too.
So let me ask you this: you went to school, I went to school, we all went to school. In science class, I'd fuck around with the skeletons to make my friends laugh and be a funny guy, Travis in class, whatever. They were plastic. They weren't skeletons. What fucking school has an actual skeleton? Did yours have real skeletons?
We didn't have fake skeletons.
You didn't have any skeletons.
We didn't have any skeletons.
Well, at least you don't have any skeletons.
I got them in my closet, but not at school.
Why on earth would there be a real skeleton in the classroom?
Of a little boy in some random...
I just saw a clip. I know you saw that clip like a week or two ago. There's pieces of shit. It was down south somewhere. I want to say Mississippi. they ran a daycare and they got fired and hopefully charges pressed for scaring all those kids in Halloween masks. Did you see that clip?
Yes, I did. I commented on that.
Okay.
That pissed me off.
So if the Scream mask will traumatize a little kid, what the fuck is a real skeleton going to do to a little kid? You tell that to that fucking kid a skeleton's real. That's going to fuck a kid up, right? I would think. Unless they're psychotic like Mikey. I knew watching the scene, I knew right when this was brought up that this was going to come into play somehow.
It had to.
You had to.
It was obvious foreshadowing.
Otherwise, why the fuck are we talking about this thing? It'd be pointless, right? I will say I do like the way that was used in the end. That's one of the few things in this movie that actually came together and makes sense, how he planted the kid's skeleton to make him think he had deceased, you know?
Yeah, but at the same time, it's like Duster, goddamn detective, couldn't fucking tell that.
We should just
we'll get to that.
Let's call him Dusty Rhodes.
We'll get to that.
We're almost there. We are almost
there.
We're getting to the climax time in the house scene.
Yes, we are.
I think we're actually there, aren't we? Pretty much.
Well, the mom finally figures out that Mikey is a complete psychopath.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, the babysitter, by the way, the people in this neighborhood, they'll just barge in your house. The babysitter barges in Mikey's parents' house and she's like frantic as fuck about the boyfriend and the cat. And the babysitter fucking knows it's Mikey, right?
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, you just had all these murders next door. Hear the girl out. But she won't even hear her out. Is she on fucking Klonopin, wine, Vicodin? What's this fucking mother's problem? Won't even hear it out at first. It's like,
I mean, she's known the kid the mom has known the kid for like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And she's automatically like in love with him. Like she actually, birthed him and is going to stick up for him. It's like, come on.
Yeah. So of course, while this is going on, the dad, who's actually formed a great bond, like we said with Mikey, really close.
Oh, yeah.
He's at work. He's working a long day. So he'll be home later that night.
He's got a cool convertible that he drives with top down.
He does. He meets up with Kevin Bacon and they sleep with prostitutes. This is where the shit hits the fan. Unless I'm missing a crucial part, we can pretty much go to the finale, right?
Well, the mom finally kind of like confronts him in a way.
Yeah.
And then it's all over for the mom.
She does it in the bathtub, correct? Or she confronts him then, I need to go take a bath. Right?
I think I'm trying to remember now. No, but he kills her with a shard of glass to the neck.
Well, at first he teases, like, throwing the hair curler in there to electrocute her. And he doesn't do it. And she gets out, she dries off, she's dressed. And all of a sudden, this little goddamn fucking barbarian kid literally does, like, a lunging spear, stabs her in the chest, and they do this dramatic fall from their second floor onto the steps. And that's where the mother bites the dust. It's an amazing fucking fall. I hope they got a midget to do that. In reality, there's no way Mikey probably wouldn't have been killed from that fall, right? Because, I mean, his little body, his little spine, that's a hell of a fall. Onto steps.
And then that's when, I think he was like knocked out or he was playing.
He's playing.
That's when the guidance counselor and Ashley Lawrence, the teacher, they finally break into the house.
They finally got the facts from the Duster cop guy with this kid is fucking killing people. So now they know. So now the guidance counselor finally believes her. So now they rush over. The Jennifer Lawrence and the teacher rush over to Mikey's house. They get in there only to find Mikey laying on his dead mother. They presume they're both dead. So then they go outside. They go outside, they reconvene, and then the guidance counselor says, I'm going to go in, call the cops, you stay out here, take a breather. So you knew that motherfucker was dead on site.
Oh, yeah.
So he goes back in, and he takes a fucking crossbow to the belly. Amazing.
Okay. We gotta jump back. because the dad brought Mikey to like, I don't know if he was trying to get him into like Boy Scouts or something like that.
Yeah.
And they were sitting there practicing with bow and arrows, and Mikey had like perfect aim. He's like, "That's a good job, buddy. Great job, champ." And so jumping back now, he's got the bow and arrow, shoots the guidance counselor in the stomach with the bow and arrow. He's like, "Mikey, why?" And then he dies with a bow and arrow to the stomach, which I think he could probably survive that.
Yeah.
And then that's when the teacher comes in.
We could bleed out. It would just take fucking hours and hours.
Oh, it would take hours and hours.
Yeah.
And that's when the teacher comes in, and she's like, she sees that Mikey's body's not there anymore, and she's trying to find him and everything. And then he's got a slingshot all of a sudden, and starts. Did he have a slingshot?
He did. I said earlier, Dennis the Menace style. One marble, and the way they shot the marble when he fired it, I thought I was watching a Sam Raimi movie, like Evil Dead. It was like point of view, and then it was like slow motion, right between the fucking eyes, dead. That's it.
She went down.
She went down. And she was like the badass protagonist, right? The most unclimactic death ever. Like,
oh, it was.
Hey, Mr. Wilson. You know.
I mean, she defended some of them, but then he got that one.
Yeah.
And it went, boop, right there, and she's down, dead.
So then it's time to turn into Kevin McAllister, and it's booby trap time. Because Daddy's coming home.
Well, no, he goes next to the next door neighbors, try to get Josie Bissett, the babysitter.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep.
And she's like, "Why are you here?" and everything like that. And he's got, oh wait. Go back to the teacher's death.
Teachers are both dead. Yep.
But great fucking line. And she's like, "Haven't I taught you anything?" Or no, he says, "You've taught me everything, but now you need to teach me how to die." And that's when he pulls the slingshot and hits her in the eye.
Yeah.
"You have to teach me how to die." It's the best fucking line.
So then he takes the time with all these dead bodies, like 3 dead bodies. He gets like dolled up, right? Because he's going to go next door. He wants to look good. So he said, does he make her like a card or flowers or something?
I don't remember.
It was something. And again, these people just walk in anybody's fucking house. Nobody locks their doors in this neighborhood. I'm sure they did after this event. Just goes in, goes up to the girl's bedroom. And she's like, "Oh, my little brother isn't here." He's like, "I'm not here to see him. I'm here to see you." And then she's trying to explain to him how you're just a little boy and I never love you. And you killed my boyfriend. Get out of here. Some shit, right?
And then he has the bow and arrow, and he tries to shoot her with the bow and arrow. And it hits the picture of her and her boyfriend.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And he chases her, essentially gets her back over. Like they climb on the roof for a second or something. They're all over the fucking place, right?
Yeah.
And then they end up back at Mikey's house. Correct?
She eventually escapes.
Okay, she escapes. But Mikey, during all of this, has taken the time. Let's go back to the Home Alone Kevin McAllister shit. To make Molotov cocktails or something. Turn all the gas up in his house, right? So when Dad...
he set...
Yeah.
And then he set all the dead bodies in the house around a table.
It's the part
they're having dinner.
I absolutely fucking love scenes like this. It reminds me of Texas Chainsaw Massacre, shit like that, when all the corpses and like they're having a family dinner but they're all dead. I love scenes like that.
And he had apparently at some point stolen the skeleton of the little boy from the science teacher.
How the fuck did that little kid haul that big heavy ass skeleton unnoticed out of that school?
I don't know.
Never
but he
addressed.
did it. He's Mikey. He did it.
Maybe he fucking stole some money from his parents and he got a couple people at school to help him with money.
He got some homeless guy to do it for him.
He got the janitor to help him. the lunch ladies.
But he set them all up at the table like they're having dinner together, and he's got the skeleton there who's supposed to be him. And then so the babysitter, Josie Bissett, gets away.
She gone.
And then he Molotov cocktails the house and blows it all up.
Before it's blown up, though, the dad here, he's going for his Oscar moment with the Daddy, I want to show you. And then you see the slow look from his excitement. I'm happy to be
Oh my God, his slow look was like, it was like, I wish you could see my face doing it right now. He's like,
it's not quite Troll 2 bad as far as the yell, but it's close. It's fucking close. And then kaboom. And then the whole fucking house blows up. All the evidence is destroyed. Obviously, the father bites the dust. We go to the next scene. We see, what is the babysitter with like a shock blanket and her little brother talking to the police, right?
Yeah.
And then there's the police are telling her to rest easy. There were no survivors. The little boy's dead. And she was like, are you sure? And they're like, yeah, we found a little boy's skeleton.
That's what's the fucking craziest thing.
And that's what the skeleton came into play for, guys. That little slick son of a bitch got away with it.
But it's a perfectly clean skeleton.
Perfectly. Well, after an explosion, though. And maybe he mucked it up a little. Maybe he took some blood from the others and mucked it up. Who knows?
No, but the other bodies, they're not going to be, straight up everything stripped off skeletons. They're going to be burned ass bodies.
Maybe
they're not going to be a goddamn skeleton.
Maybe the firemen were just like really impressed. Like, man, get a camera. I've never seen this. This is amazing. Clean as fuck, man. That's awesome.
That is the craziest thing I've ever seen. This kid's skin, everything is completely off. It's just, there's nothing there. It's a skeleton. Well, everybody else is just a charred body.
I like to think, too, that Mikey stole 2 of those little marbles from the class and put them at the scene, too, so the firemen were like, look, his little balls cauterized, too. There's nothing left. Jesus Christ. So then, in all movies of this time, you knew you were getting an end scene. This wasn't it. So we go back to the adoption agency, TJ.
Well, but go back real quick.
Okay.
This is, like I said, I love this movie, but that is the one thing that pissed me off, is that
the clean-ass skeleton.
A clean-ass skeleton, and everybody else is just charred up, dead. But here's a clean-ass guy. Oh, this is Mikey, because he's So one thing that pissed me off.
Yeah. Well, just one? That's impressive. It's like 18.
That's the only thing.
So we go to our finale. And I knew this was coming before he even watched it. We see to the adoption agency. And a nice little meeting about these, these people that want to have a baby. And, that's a beautiful thing. Adoption is beautiful to me.
It is beautiful.
Having unconditional love, in all seriousness, having unconditional love for a child like that's not your own is the most incredible shit to me. And tip of the hat for anyone that does it, yourself included, my man. But right now, they're about to sign the little papers. And I can't wait to meet the little guy. Where is he? Well, unfortunately, Mr. and Mrs., the boy's been through a lot. We found him on the side of the road in I-95. His memory completely wiped. He has no clue who he is. Maybe you can help him find the pieces to his old life. Then we see Mikey. Then we're fucking out of here. That's how the movie ended. Should it have got a sequel?
But he did not say his name was Mikey.
No.
They're like, he says his name is Josh.
Yes. Josh. And then Mikey grew up and went to make his own line of wines that are very popular right now with white women. Josh makes a good Chardonnay.
He does.
All that blood money. Fun and Josh. That was Mikey. Out of 5 scares, tombstones, whatever we want to grade them. Grade them. I guess grade them works. I'm going to give it a 2.5. It wasn't enough for me to be like, I'm turning this piece of shit off. It was a hell of a time killer. And it had enough so bad it's good moments for me to recommend to you guys to at least watch this once. That's my grade.
I would give it I want to give it a 5, but the skeleton thing brings it down to a 3.5. Definitely watch this movie It is a fun, stupid movie that you will just enjoy and laugh at and just have a good time watching it.
I don't know if this was released in theaters or direct to video. I can probably find out in 2 seconds. I'm assuming the latter.
Well, it was banned in the UK.
Okay. Release date. Yeah. Read on the ban. In the United Kingdom, the film was submitted to the BBFC for a video certificate around the time of the James Bulger murder in Liverpool in 93. Under strict head censor, James Furman deliberated over whether to pass the film, worrying it would be targeted in the media. Oh, so apparently a child was murdered around the time in the UK, so they deemed it inappropriate. But the child wasn't being murdered in this movie. He was doing the killing. So
he was doing the murdering.
Maybe it's redemption story, I guess. I don't know.
Crazy UK.
But like we said, guys, if you have Peacock, it's on there for the rest of October. I doubt they keep it on there any longer. It is also on YouTube, the full movie. It's a shitty quality, but if you really need to see this movie, it's there. And I've looked it up on Amazon on DVD. This is like $3. So why not add it to your collection? I just might add it to mine. Why not?
I might add it to mine.
I have way fucking worse movies in my collection, so why not? Man, it's so good to be back doing this with you once again. I missed it.
I did too.
I don't think we're done for October. I think we had a special guest planned up just in time for Halloween. And probably, in our top 3 horror franchises of all times, what our topic's going to be.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
For those of you unfamiliar...
I forgot about that for a second, but now I know what you're talking about.
For those of you unfamiliar with our good buddy, at DemonScorpio85 on Twitter, our buddy Logan Slater. You've seen him all over the place if you follow us, if you follow our content. He's coming in to join us the next time we return. I promise, guys, we're going to get one more knocked out before my wedding in October, looking at the Nightmare on Elm Street series. I can't wait to sit down with you and shit on part 2 because I'm so sick and fucking tired of looking on social media and people praising that movie and they don't know what the fuck they're praising. It's ridiculous.
Fun fact, I've never watched 2.
Ever?
Nope.
Oh man. Oh boy. Now I'm more excited.
I've watched all of them but 2.
So I feel like the pieces are there for 2 to be good. They just don't connect the dots properly for me. And Jesse's just fucking annoying. And I think it's awesome. And I took some shit on this for Twitter. I want to clear something up. I understand the actor that played Jesse. The movie helped him in being comfortable enough in real life to come out as a gay man because of some of the scenes in 2. And I think that's amazing. I think that's tremendous. But fuck you guys. You put me on blast for making me feel bad for that. I can still think the movie sucks and be happy for the guy. You fucking dorks. Get it together. My God.
Right.
Without that, one more time, my man, where can everyone catch you on Twitter?
You can catch me at lawmance_ on the Twitter. I'm the Kite Man or Chuck Brown, which is Kite Man's real name.
Actually, it's Charles Brown. Chuck's a nickname.
Yeah, okay, Charles Brown. Sorry. Who's the Kite Man aficionado? You or me?
You.
That's right. All right.
As always, follow me on Twitter at Huss Hogan. That red button down below, hit it. Subscribe right here. Hibiki TMD on YouTube. Retro Gaming, Horror Podcast, Harry Belaya's Bullshits, Let's Play, and every fucking nerdy thing in between. And one major announcement before I sign off. The Union Smack Podcast, Anchor, Spotify, Stitcher, Podbean, fucking anywhere streaming services are available. Union Smack is there. So thrilled. Tickled pink to announce that we have broken the top 100 in the UK podcast. Number 66, my God, that's fucking weird. After 5 years, it's all starting to seem kind of worth it. I want to thank all you guys religiously, week after week. You know who you are. I don't got any names. I take the time to retweet it, get the name out. You've always been so supportive of the show. My gratitude is eternal. We beat Raven. We beat fucking Raven. My goodness. But yeah, Union Smack doing better than ever. Check it out. Our special Superstar series dropping this week on the model Rick Martel. Until next time, Horrors of Hibiki.